So this morning, I have been trying to preach my sermon before I ever got to this point in the service. I have been sharing bits and pieces during the praises and prayer concerns. I've been sharing bits and pieces because I'm excited. Because this was another one of those weeks where God and I were kind of at an impasse. We weren't talking, or at least I wasn't hearing, or He wasn't telling me. And last night, as you guys know, I've been working with a bunch of teenagers all week at the family camp. And last night during devotions, I couldn't get anything across to them. I couldn't speak to them. I couldn't control them. They were just bouncing off the walls.
They were the espresso beans.
They must have gotten the espresso beans, yes. But I finally got fed up. And I told them, you know what? We're going to close off. You guys close, you pick someone to close and pray. And go to bed. And I stormed out. I didn't make it to the door. I got it around the cover that was in the room. And one of my teens stood up and said, all right, guys. It's time to pray. And it was one of the teens that I never expected to do it. She stood up and says, you heard what he said. It's time for us to pray. It's time for us to calm down and pray. And she took control and prayed over them. And I felt this touch saying, see that? It wasn't time for you to pray. She needed to pray. So today we're going to talk about timing. And how much our timing doesn't fit God's timing. And I'm going to just point this out. Notice I have an actual physical paper up here today. I do not have my tablet because our timing was off. Last week when we left, Marcy packed up my tablet, which never leaves my stand unless it's getting charged. She took my tablet, and it's not here today. So I had to go quickly and print out the verses that I wanted to use. And I just hope I have them in the right order. We're going to start with Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I tried to share this a little bit with the kids last night. And I don't have a rope here. All my ropes outside are roping off our busted up sidewalk. But Francis Chan did a demonstration with a rope. And he put a piece of red tape on a 4-inch section of rope. And he had a 100-foot rope strung across the platform and out the door. And he says, this is our life. This is eternity. In this little section, we try to fathom everything that's over there. We worry about everything that's over there, and we don't worry about what's here. We're always worried about our future. Tomorrow is not promised to us. And we are never content with what God has given us today. We're always worried about tomorrow. We're always worried, well, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to do this? How am I going to get here? How am I going to go there? We're always worried about tomorrow. And we forget about what's happening today. I sat with one of my teens last night. We totally missed service because something happened. They just couldn't focus. They were sitting outside in tears. Because I can't do anything right. I feel like I'm a screw up. And I keep screwing up. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to do because I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up. I said, well, how are you going to learn? If you don't screw it up, how are you going to learn? But everyone's mad at me because I screwed up. It's time to go learn. But every time I do, When it's time for you to take control, you're going to know how all of this fits together because you've messed up this many times and you've learned how to correct that mistake. We live in a society that we have the microphone or microwave. We have our cell phones. Oh, this sounds like an old sermon I did about a year ago. That everything has to be now. We need it now. We don't want to wait on God. We don't want to wait on His timing because all we see is what's happening right now. What was our reading today? 578? Was that what it was? 587. See, I told you I'm dyslexic.
You're not looking at it, but you know.
I'm not going to try to read it again because I'm going to screw that up. God can cause all things to work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. The good, the bad, the ugly, God can use it. We only see what's in front of us. God sees the beginning and end. He knows what He can do to make that work. I shared about a family that's supporting somebody who just turned 18. Was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Is now serving time for something he did not do. His family struggling to be there for him. What I didn't share for the prayer request was while sitting in jail, he found Christ. While sitting in jail, he is now starting a Bible study. And his cellmate, who is Muslim, is working to help him get this Bible study started. We see wrong place, wrong time. This kid's life is over. God says, no, I want to use him here. That's why he's here. Yeah, everyone else sees something bad happening. I see love and growth from him. That's why he's here. But everyone outside is going, no, you got to drop this. You got to stay away. You can't be part of this because it's just going to drag you down. I see something beautiful happen. Someone that's possibly serving a life sentence saying, I want to serve my God. Regardless of how that looks. Where I am, make me who you want me to be. Put me in place of where you want me to serve. It wasn't his intention to go to jail. It wasn't his purpose or his plan. Wrong place, wrong time in our eyes. Perfect time for God to show up and say, here, this is how I want to use you. Also perfect timing for him to say, yes, I'm ready. We had some anger and frustration at the campground last night. Friday night, or Thursday afternoon, while we went down rafting, I opened it up for baptism. One of our kids wanted baptized on the river. All right. And some of you have met some of my former teens, some of my former youth group. One that has been called into a line of ministry. I made him give the message. Because I've waited 2 years for his message. 2 years now. And he's been procrastinating. So on the way down, I looked back in the rearview mirror and said, guess what you're preaching today? What? I says, you do better when you procrastinate, so here you go. You have 2 hours to come up with a message. And he did great. It was a 5-minute message, but he did great. And he pointed out, he says, when God calls us, we like to sit back and go, well, let me think about that. And he says, I don't want to procrastinate anymore. Somebody else said it a couple months ago. But he shared their things. He says, God's calling me to do something. I keep dragging my feet. I keep hoping he's going to change his mind. And he opened up. He says, I was baptized here 3 years ago when God put it on my heart. In fact, I think he was one of the first to get baptized that day. And then he sat back and nobody stepped up. Nobody wanted to do. A couple minutes later, one of the other kids comes over and says, I think God's telling me it's time. And we stepped aside, we talked a little bit. And I said, do you want to wait till everyone's done messing around in the water, or what do you want to do? He says, like Kent said, I can't wait. I can't procrastinate. It's time to do it now. I says, okay, everyone out of the water, we got a baptism. And we did the baptism. And then Aunt Lou was at the service when we got back. I was excited to see her and Scott were at the service, and it was great. But it wasn't a message. It wasn't the message that was planned. God stepped in and says, no, we're going to go this direction. And before he ever spoke a word, he called everyone up to the altar. Everyone who feels that they need to be at the altar, come to the altar. And we got hushed from the back for those that wait. And when that altar call was done, everyone got up. He prayed with everyone. They went back to their seats. And he says, no. There's still someone here wanting to come. So he opened the altar again and says, come to the altar. Which, I'm going to pause right there because the altar is always open. I don't care if I'm standing up here giving a message. I don't care if we have a guest speaker giving a message. This altar is always open. If you feel the need that you need to come into the church and you need to pray, you call me up or call someone on the council that has a key. We will be here. We will open the doors. You come in and pray. If you feel you need to be here, altar is always open. But he opens the altar again, and another flood of people come up. No one come up. I'm sorry, I misspoke. But all of a sudden, it turned from a message into testimonies. And I got to share what happened on the river that day. But I looked at the kid that we baptized and I said, hey, do you care if I share what happened? And he goes, no, don't do it. I said, I can't share until you either A, go get your mother who's running the children's ministry, or B, you go tell her. Because I'm not letting the camp know before she knows. And he jumps on and starts sprinting down. I said, oh, how about you take your dad with you? He totally forgot about his dad. He's like, I want to tell Mom. But I got to share what we did on the river, and it was awesome. And we had more testimonies. Some of our teens got up to share what's been going on in their lives. But back to timing. Later that evening, one of the kids came to me and asked about baptism. He says, I'm not sure. I feel like God's pushing me. I feel like this is what I need to do. But I don't know that I'm ready. I said, I'm not going to tell you you are. I want you to talk to God. I want you to pray about it. I want you to know what baptism is before you commit to giving yourself over. And I'll say it again, it's an outward expression of an inward feeling, of an inward desire. He said, okay, I don't think I'm ready for that. It's okay. He's like, but I want to pray about it. I said, all right, no problem. After service at 8:30 last night, he comes up to me and says, I think it's time. Are you kidding? I says, can we do it tomorrow afternoon? Well, we can coordinate, get everyone down. I think I'm supposed to do it right now. I can't wait. So I go running to the front, I tell the camp directors, I says, we have a baptism, we're going to the river. People start scrambling, trying to find cars. People were upset because they didn't know where we were going because we were losing daylight. And where we were going closes the gates. So we scrambled, we got down to the river, and we had a small entourage. Maybe 15 people come down with probably 40 at the campground, very unhappy that they didn't know where they were going. Very unhappy that they didn't get out. We were running out of daylight. Couldn't wait. God's time. God said it's time to do it now, and I could feel it. I could tell that He wasn't just saying I need to go because He wanted to. He was telling me we need to go. God's like, yeah, okay, go. I got back to the campground, and there were some angry people. They wanted to be there. They wanted to support Him. They didn't know where we were going. And that's when I looked at Him and says, I can't control when God says go. I can't control when He says it's time. In Acts 1:7, Jesus says, it is not for you to know the times or dates the Father has set by His own authority. God likes to surprise us. He likes to throw things in front of us and say, hey, guess what? You're going this way today. Really? And we drag our feet. We don't have time for it. There's not enough hours in the day. We say that all the time. 2 Peter 3:8 says, do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. We created this thing called time. We limit it. Not God. We keep trying to put barriers on what God has created. When He wants us to do something, He wants us to do it. He doesn't want us to say, well, when this lines up here, I can move. When this lines up here, I'll go. He's saying, I told you to go. I said move. If I didn't want you to move, I wouldn't have told you to. If I didn't want you to do this, I wouldn't have put it in your head. And some of those things that He tells us, they're only for a season. As it states in Ecclesiastes 3, there are a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. He has called me to preach. Does that mean I'm going to preach the rest of my life? Maybe. It may only be for a season. Will I continue to share the good news? Yes. Will it be in this capacity? I don't know. It may only be for a season. It may be for 5 seasons. It may be for 10 seasons. I don't know. Does that discourage me from sharing? No. Do I hope I can get to continue this? Yes. But I'm ready for Him to tell me to move again. Will I probably go, oh, really? You want me to do that? Probably. But the point is, I'm willing to move. Because I understand what works for me doesn't work for God. What works for God doesn't always work for me. At least in my own head. I'm the one putting the barriers up. I'm the one saying, no, I can't. It's not time for me to do that. I need to wait on this. Time to let go of our barriers. It's time, and I'm using the word time, to let it go. To move where He's telling us to move. To go where He's calling us. No better time than when God tells you to go. Because we constantly try and control. We constantly try and manipulate. This is all of us. We try to manipulate our time. It doesn't work. How many of us can get very far when God's telling us to go do something? How many of us get very far when we tell Him no? Try to do something else because we're not ready for it. I got to share with a couple of kids last night who I have been building up as leaders a lot quicker than others would have done. And they asked me, so why? Because that's what I was told to do. I was told that you guys are to be leaders. So I've been pushing you to do that, to show you how to do it. I said, I realize people are taking advantage of that. Because they can call on you and you're going. I'm on board, let's go. And I'm sorry that people are taking advantage of that. But I can't control God's time. I can't control when He tells me that I need to say this to you. I can choose not to say it. But then I'm not serving God. We need to stop putting restrictions on God's time. We sing "Open the Eyes of My Heart." We sing "Now Come Thou Fount." We sing "Sanctuary." But we want to be a sanctuary and allow God in, but we want to limit how much room He has. We want to limit how much time He's allowed of our lives. How can we say we want to be with you, we want to be part of you, and say, but only this much? You have this bubble. You have this allotted time. I will give you 10 minutes a day. I will give you an hour. There's no limits to what God can do when we let down our guard. When we let down those walls. Forget about society and the walls we've put up with them. Let the walls down. Let the restrictions down. And let God move. Let's pray. Father, as we come to you today, I just ask that your timing be what we focus on. Your glory be what we seek. We seek to provide or to do the job that you've called us to do, Lord. But we put restrictions on it. We stop to say, why now? Why can't I do it later? And then we drag our feet and it doesn't happen. Father, I ask that you give us peace and guidance in this, that we can step forward without fear and go, that we can stand strong and go. And when you call us, we're able to just drop everything and move when you tell us to go. Father, I lift up our church. I lift up our community. Let them see you working in the things that we do. Let them see you working in the things that we say. Because we ask that you be our mouth. That our words be your words. That our heart be your heart. Lord, I ask that we forget about the time. And remember the love that was given for us. We forget about the sacrifices that we might have to make. And we remember the sacrifice that was made. Father, I lift these prayers to you in the name of Jesus Christ.